Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Cancer February 2017 horoscope forecast. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, well, first thing off, people, as far as this forecast goes, the Sun will be in Aquarius as far as February goes from the 1st until the 18th. So the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer. So at this time for Cancer, this could be very strong focus, concentration of energy and attention, perhaps put into making a very unique and original major change or transformation in one's life. This could be also about a strong concentration of energy and freedom and independence, perhaps it could be in matters connected with a sexual or intimate relationship, especially if that person that Cancer is involved in may be someone that's very domineering or controlling. It could be about having more freedom in that, and also there could be a lot of this concentration of energy and attention put into perhaps trying to get that freedom, so to speak, and extrication perhaps from some kind of debt. It could be connected with taxes or credit card debt. So anyway, next thing up is, as far as February goes, the Sun will be in Pisces from the 18th until the 28th. So the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer. So at this time for Cancer, this could be a very strong concentration of energy and focus and attention, perhaps put into idealism and really a compassionate energy, perhaps into matters with in-laws, with grandchildren, and even and really this could also be about, I mean, you look at the Pisces energy can sometimes be very malleable and almost really super adaptable. So it could be showing that strong adaptability, perhaps in philosophy and religion. But remember that being malleable, I mean, Pisces sometimes will energy may instinctively mimic others just to kind of fit in. So it's very important not to be swayed as far as this energy goes during this time in terms of philosophical or religious outlooks. So anyway, well, the next thing up is, well, the new moon will be in Aquarius on February 15th, so the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer. So at this time for Cancer, well, new moon energy is often about new beginnings and something that's initiated. This could be some new, unorthodox, or perhaps unconventional, maybe a sexual relationship or an intimate relationship, and in the sense that maybe there's a lot of more freedom connected with this than others, and more independence. Or it could be something unusual or unorthodox about it, in the sense that maybe you don't see the person maybe as often as you like. It could, maybe the energy might be a little bit sporadic and erratic. We're talking about Aquarius energy. This could also be something where one may embark on something that might be very original and unique, that could be 8th house related, such as something connected with astrology, the supernatural, occult. It could be something with tarot. Um, could be something also where maybe a very unique transformation is what might happen here. And keep in mind, the 8th house is also about shared and others' resources. This could be something, well, it's about shared resources. That doesn't necessarily exclude a business connection or partnership, I should say. So this could be the start of perhaps some kind of a business connection where it may be Aquarius related, such as something with astrology or aerospace, electronics, computers, even something connected with innovation and new ideas. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Mercury will be in Aquarius as far as February goes from the 1st until the 18th. So the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer at this time. So for Cancer at this time, this could be a lot of original, perhaps innovative ideas maybe being shared with somebody that you may be in a sexual or intimate relationship with. This could be where your mind is starting to think more outside the box in terms of making a major change or transformation, where your thinking is much more progressive and futuristic at this time than usual as far as eighth house matters go. And Aquarius energy could often be about freedom. And this could be a time where you could be thinking strongly about freedom, more in connection, perhaps with an intimate or sexual relationship you may have. It could be freedom from some kind of taxes or some kind of debt, and maybe even a connection that you may have with something associated with shared resources, such as a business partnership, perhaps. So anyway, the next thing up is Mercury will be in Pisces as far as February goes, from the 18th until the 28th. So the ninth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer at this time. So at this time for Cancer, well, this could be about the thinking might be very idealistic, but be careful that it's not too unrealistic in matters connected with in-laws and grandchildren if applicable. You could at this time too, I mean, Mercury and Pisces energy can often bring about being very sensitive to what others say. So I think it's very important not to, I mean, Pisces energy can be confusing, and also it's important not to misconstrue messages that might be said to you by in-laws and grandchildren if applicable. This could also be about a lot of conversation. Maybe your mind might really not, might be fantasizing and thinking about maybe taking that long distance journey, but you may not act upon it because this is Pisces energy, of course. And there also might be a lot of mental, a lot of ambivalence and a lot of mental confusion over ninth house matters. It could be matters connected with publishing, in-laws, grandchildren even. It could be overtaking that long distance trip perhaps, and even maybe making up your mind on a higher education course. So anyway, well, next thing is Venus, as far as February goes, will be in Aquarius from the 1st until the 10th. So the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer at this time. So for Cancer at this time, well, this could be about really expressing the love of the unusual. It could be even other Aquarius-like things such as astrology, innovation, uniqueness, aerospace, astronomy. It could even be model rocket. I mean, it's something enjoyable that could be Aquarius-like, such as model rockets, because I mean, I think Aquarius can be equated with, like, you know, aerospace and rocket science. So it could be about really that expression and enjoyment of that with an intimate, someone you're having an intimate relationship with, or someone that you're having a sexual relationship with. It could also be, in some cases, Venus. I mean, we're talking about money with Venus, and Aquarius energy is very extemporaneous and unpredictable. This could be about maybe some kind of money that comes your way very unanticipated and unpredictable manner that might be due to some kind of sudden inheritance that you may receive at this time. And it could also be where you may make, this could actually be about making some money, doing something Aquarius like that does have, that it might be in maybe some kind of, where you're doing it with somebody else, because this is about, the 8th house is about shared resources, and this could be something in connection with a business partnership as well, and also where you might be willing to spend money a little bit more selflessly than usual on things that are connected perhaps with 8th house matters. It could be connected perhaps with somebody you're having a sexual relationship with, or in an intimate relationship with, maybe something where you're in a situation where you're in a business partnership. So those are some things to look at as far as that goes. Now the next thing up is Venus will be in Pisces as far as February goes, from the 10th until the 28th. So the ninth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer. So at this time for Cancer, this could be a very strong love of idealism. Other Pisces like things such as photography, chemistry, maybe even spirituality. It could be expressed with in-laws, with grandchildren. In some cases, if Cancer is unattached, Cancer may meet perhaps somebody that might be a Pisces sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply somebody that embodies Pisces-like characteristics. Might be in a long distance journey, such as traveling abroad is what I'm saying, or maybe somebody that might be a college classmate, somebody that maybe, ninth house is also about, might be introduced to them from an in-law. So those are, also you keep in mind too that when we're talking about Venus and Pisces, Pisces energy at times could be somewhat gullible. So it's important not to be duped, in this case, by somebody that might be some kind of, I guess you could say it could be being duped by an in-law in some cases out of some money, or somebody that might be pretending to be somebody from some religious outlet or congregation, or maybe somebody that is with one, but is really just trying to get money from you to meet their own ends, and it's not for the purposes he or she is stating, as some examples. So anyway, well, next thing up is Mars will be in Sagittarius this month. So as far as Cancer goes, it's going to impact the sixth house, is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer. So at this time for Cancer, well, this could be a time where Cancer might experience some more contentious and acrimonious situations at the place of employment. This could be with a lot of that, I guess you could say, that Sagittarius like veritable truth, so to speak, with a lot of blunt statements and really not mincing words, so to speak. And at this also, this could be about maybe some more accidents at the workplace, and of course could really impact one's health, being that this is the sixth house. And it could be due to making foolhardy moves and really just not paying attention. Also, keep in mind too that, Mars is about energy. It's about our action, and we're talking about the sixth house of work, so it's just of health, and also it's important for Cancer, remember, not to overexert his or herself at this time. And especially if this is actually making an inconjunct from the sixth house to your Cancer ascendant, because often when you're talking about inconjuncts, especially from the sixth house, I believe they can indicate some health related situations, and you're talking about Mars, so it could be due to a lot of overexertion, a lot of energy being expended, perhaps at the workplace. So, and Cancer is not a sign that's known exactly for a robust or really strong constitution anyway. Next thing up is, well, Jupiter will still be in Scorpio, so the fifth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer. So, for Cancer at this time, and keep in mind that Jupiter can be paradoxical. It's very strongly benign and benevolent, but it could also have the tendency to enlarge and expand. And this sometimes can expand some surreptitious activity and even sometimes nefarious behavior tied in, perhaps, we're talking about the fifth house, to children, to somebody you might be in a love or a romantic relationship with. Also, maybe somebody you share some kind of hobby with, that you share hobbies with, and you do them together, perhaps with this person. So also keep in mind too, Jupiter, you're talking about Scorpio. This could be about perhaps some maybe some luck and fortune in perhaps in making some major transformation in one's love life. It could be maybe a child maybe making a very good major change or transformation in his or her life. Also, this is about, you're talking about the Jupiter in Scorpio and fifth house energy. So this could also be about perhaps some kind of, Jupiter can, enlarge and expand. It can expand and enlarge, perhaps, maybe doing something Scorpio-like that you might really enjoy, such as something connected with astrology, supernatural, occult, tarot, even magic, alchemy, or even sometimes even locksmith work. Could be something which could be a hobby or something you might enjoy, and it could expand it during this time. So anyway, next thing up is Saturn will still be in Capricorn, so the seventh house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer at this time. So this could be a time for Cancer where Cancer might feel certain restrictions and limitations in matters connected with relationships, maybe in a partnership. It could be a business partnership situation, which might cause some despondency and make Cancer feel somewhat melancholy at this time. In some cases, it could be taking where Cancer might be dealing with somebody they're in that might be a significant other that could be maybe debilitated or sickly at this time, and it could be something connected with something Capricorn-like, such as something perhaps with the knees or with the bones, and it could be causing this really making Cancer feel very sad, very disconsolate at this time. And also, there can also be about taking some serious responsibility to legal matters and documents at this time for Cancer. So anyway, the next thing up is, well, Uranus will still be in Aries, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer. So for Cancer at this time, well, Cancer might experience a lot of erratic and sporadic activity and matters connected with one's career. There might be some instability as far as this goes. This could also be a time where Cancer might decide to do something Uranus-like as far as a career endeavor may go. It could be connected, say, with astrology or another esoteric subject, something with computers, electronics, and something really, when you look at this as well, it could even be something connected with ingenuity and innovation. And also, at this time, there could be some, as far as the reputation goes, there might be a lot of things going on that are very erratic and sporadic for Cancer at this time that might impact their reputation. And really, it might be things that are just very, I guess you could say, like unpredictable, and a lot of fluctuation as far as this goes. There might be something one moment that happens spontaneously that improves Cancer's self-image and reputation. Then there might be something another moment where the exact opposite could happen. So anyway, and also you might be experiencing something with the dominant parent, which is generally the father and authority figures, that they might be acting a little bit more bizarre at this time, or very unpredictable, or maybe even expressing ingenious qualities. So anyway, next thing up is, well, Neptune will still be in Pisces, so the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer at this time. So for Cancer at this time, well, Cancer might experience really some confusion as far as maybe their philosophical outlook goes. It could even be maybe matters with religion. In some cases, this could be about the dissipation and dissolving, in some cases, maybe of a connection, maybe with an in-law, or it could be a grandchild, if applicable. Also, you look at this, and in some cases, the 9th house is higher education, and it could be where maybe Cancer decides to take something, a course in something Neptune / Pisces like, as far as a higher education goes. It could be something associated with the metaphysical, which could include astrology, something perhaps with chemistry, photography, doing something with special effects, something that involves illusion, maybe something in the pharmaceutical field as well. but at this time too, Cancer might be more about fantasizing about taking that long distance journey than actually following up on it. Now, next thing up is Pluto will still be in Capricorn, so the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer at this time. So for Cancer at this time, this could really manifest in a lot of ways. And in isolated cases, I know a lot of you don't want me saying the dreaded D word. I sound overly morbid or morose, but I'm always going to talk about it anyway. This could be perhaps about, the death of perhaps a significant other or somebody that you might even be in some kind of a business partnership with. Some cases it could be an open adversary, or this in some isolated cases. I'm not saying that Cancer is going to kill that person, it's the open adversary. What I'm saying is that person might just die, say, of natural causes. So anyway, that being said, this could also be about really having strong power struggles with open adversaries and legal issues as well. Keep in mind that Pluto is also connected with terrorism. So, it could even be a terrorist can come out as an open adversary at this time for Cancer. Now, most people do view terrorists as open enemies or adversaries, but what I'm saying, this could be more on a personal level, so for Cancer. So anyway, and also this could be in some cases about perhaps the obliteration of some kind of relationship Cancer is involved in. But remember that Pluto is also about rebirth and regeneration. So when one person may leave, another could supplant it. So anyway, next thing up is the North Node will still be in Leo. So the 2nd house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer. So at this time for Cancer, this could be about perhaps, you look at the North Node in transit, and it's often about what we might have to confront and address. And this could be about perhaps maybe extravagance monetarily, or maybe dealing. It could be somebody that might be overly domineering or arrogant that might be involved in the place wherever you're generating income at. This could also be about really showing a lot more, self-esteem and self-worth, with a lot of that Leo-like self-assuredness and self-confidence, and which of course could lead to greater self-worth and self-esteem. Another thing too is this could be about maybe having to be a little bit more generous and magnanimous in connection with your resources and possessions, and even with your money in general. And which really which sometimes is not always easy for Cancer to do, because Cancers can have that proclivity to hoard to some degree. I should know, as many of you may know, my sun sign is in Cancer. So I think when you're talking about Leo's 2nd house energy, this could actually help Cancer in that respect. So anyway, next thing up is the Black Moon. Lilith will still be in Capricorn. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer at this time. So for Cancer at this time, well, this could be about, Black Moon Lilith energy can often be about an unveiling or some kind of revelation. And this could be about perhaps some kind of unveiling of a significant other, or somebody that you're in, some kind of important relationship with, that might, where the qualities, the tyrannical and ruthless qualities may be coming out, and somebody very authoritative as well. Or also, and maybe even showing some very cold and undemonstrative like qualities. This could also be, keep in mind, we're talking about the 7th house and Black Moon Lilith. So this could be a revelation of a very strong, powerful adversary, open adversary that comes out. And this could be somebody in some cases that could be a Sun, Moon, or Ascendant in Capricorn, or somebody that simply embodies Capricorn-like characteristics. So, and also this, in some cases, this could be about something that you didn't want to come out of the closet, so to speak, that might be maybe a very depressing legal situation that maybe you had been involved in, or something associated with some document that's obvious that might be causing you some kind of despondency, and even about a significant other, something that might come out that might be very depressing about that person that you just did not want to be revealed, but it does happen to slip out. So next thing up is Last but not least, Chiron will still be in Pisces. So the ninth houses will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer at this time. So at this time for Cancer, this could be about perhaps dealing with some kind of emotional wounds and suffering. Maybe in some cases it could be maybe due to some gullibility, maybe believing something that an in-law or grandchild may have told you that you found out later wasn't true, and maybe you feel like you got duped by one of them, so to speak, because of that. It could be about maybe dealing with some kind of confusion regarding a philosophical outlook or some kind of religion. You might be experiencing a lot of ambivalence and confusion in those areas. And in some cases too, Pisces is, can often be about drugs and about alcohol. So it could be where maybe you're dealing with an in-law that might be succumbing to drugs and or alcohol, or even a grandchild, especially if it's the grandchild is at an older age, where he or she would be more likely to be doing that. So also keep in mind though, Cancer, that you look at the Chiron is the wounded healer. So what it is you could be having difficulty in dealing with those issues associated with this, but at the same time, you may be able to help others going through comparable situations, and doing so with that Pisces like empathy, compassion, and self-sacrifice. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Cancer February 2017 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time, where I'm going to be talking about astrology and disappearances. And then I'm going to continue again with my February 2017 horoscope forecast. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.